One of the main things that racked really my brain was that looking at the very low admission rates, especially in the very highly rated Ivy League schools, I wasn't very confident as to whether we should aim for a school with really low admissions rate, or maybe go to, let's call it a safer school, if one can call this, call some of these colleges who've got slightly higher admissions rates. So what Ivy Brothers did was really give us, me and my son, the confidence to aim for the stars, go for his dream, and we went all out to try to get into Harvard. And at no time, I think Ivy Brothers were probably more confident that we are, because like we thought our odds were very low coming from outside the US and not really maybe ticking all the boxes. But I think our various meetings, you really encouraged us, and we were able to put forward a really compelling application. And while I had no idea whether we would be accepted, it was an amazing surprise that by December, Emmanuel got into his first choice school, which was Harvard. We were really over the moon, because not only we were accepted to the school at the top of our list, but it was also through the early admissions process, which really meant that after that we could really relax and not stress out to go through the Common App. Being from South Africa, it was for us quite daunting to tackle the whole US admissions process. We had very little idea or experience, and there aren't very many people who've actually gone through that process from the schools or the people that we know. So it was quite important for us to find a partner who we feel would be in our corner and able to guide us. There aren't anyone that we knew about locally. There are a few international search services, but when I inquired, I found what they had to offer very commercial, and very much one where the objective was to bill as many hours as possible. So when looking for a partner, I was looking for someone or company or people who were on the ground in the US, who had experience of the Ivy League, and it was hard to judge in advance, but who would be committed to spend time with us and get to know us. So I came across Ivy Brothers by looking at various comments and recommendation on the web. Ivy Brothers came highly recommended. I like the fact that you had prior experience in terms of admissions officers on the ground, also having the technology to help and being able to draw on very many experiences. But what really clinched it for me was when meeting with Seka and yourself. It's really the positive spirit and the time that you made available for us, bearing in mind that we've got the 12-hour plus time difference. So we knew that wouldn't always be easy. So I think it was just, we were able to connect. And I think what distinguishes Ivy Brothers from the others is we got a real owner-manager feel when we've interacting with your business, and also a feel that there was personalized attention, and that really came throughout the journey that we had, because we were able to interact with the same people throughout the process. So while you could draw on resources, for me it was good that we were not passed on to different specialists, and kind of we were able to always have this interactive dialogue in terms of what to do and what step to take through. It was also important for me that, in terms of Emmanuel getting the requisite time with yourselves so that he could learn about what was required in terms of his applications and what he had to do to make himself stand out. And for me, like the help you provided, especially for the Hook project and the advice, often it was simply curating some of the things that he was doing, but really giving a broader context of what admission officers were looking for. That was really helpful because we hadn't been exposed to such a rigorous and process in terms of applying to our own local universities. So giving us context and really often it was really these marginal changes, advice or tweaks that you were able to provide, which I think made a whole world of difference. And for that, I'm very grateful for. Ivy Brothers, as I said, I think Ivy Brothers is more of a family than this big gigantic corporation which is trying to maximize maybe revenue and the like. I feel that Ivy Brothers really provides a very laser focused service. It's also working hand in glove with the students and myself as a parent. I felt that the door was always open to ask even the silliest of questions. So for me, despite the distance, I feel Ivy Brothers provides this really open door, really curated service, really targeted, and also more importantly, inspires confidence. I think part of the process requires one to feel that we have someone who can hold our hand and make it through a really difficult process. So Ivy Brothers, I think, is quite unique in terms of being able to offer something differentiated in a market where everyone's making wild promises out there. So our experience is that with Ivy Brothers, we have a partner of choice to be able to go through the whole US admissions process.